So today the market is up 2.5–3%, or Bitcoin is. That's a good thing. That is a good thing. What I like to see about this is usually you'll see other coins start to follow suit. You'll start to see a little bit of a rally. So far, the other coins have not responded as exciting as we like it to. But if this continues for the next few days, we know what's going to happen. Coins are going to go back up. The coins that you've been sitting on are going to go back up. Now, this next part is not financial advice, okay? I'm just speaking to you person to person. This is on the real, okay? This is real freaking talk here. As the coins start making more progress and we start seeing profits, you cannot be scared to pull profits. Don't do that to yourselves. You start seeing profits in there, take them. Do not invest emotionally into these bad boys. This is cryptocurrency. Every single day, we have some sort of existential threat here. We have governments trying to crack down on us. We have banks trying to crack down on us. They're trying to take something that is good and turn it into something that's a pile of shit. And it's not true. This is good stuff. On top of that, no matter how good your diligence is, no matter how good your research is, or even my research for that matter, you never know what the true intentions are of the people behind these projects. You just don't. You're not psychic. The best level of diligence cannot crack that case open. You just don't know. And not to mention, money changes people. As some of these projects starts making money, what happens is complacency. When they get complacent, guess what happens? They stop working as hard. Your investment starts decreasing. So always pull profits. Do not get emotional. Do not trust these teams to do the right thing. Look at it very logically. So if this market continues to go in the green, if all these DeFi and altcoins start to pump again, do not be trigger shy. Pull the trigger, pull profits. That being said, we've got some very interesting news to talk about today. Make sure you smash subscribe because you know how these decentralized platforms hate this kind of content, okay? Smash subscribe. We got some good stuff, and watch this video to the very end. I think you guys are going to be very happy with some of the stuff that we're going to talk about today. Got some very, very interesting opportunities. First thing we need to talk about is the price of Bitcoin. Several hours ago, a buddy of mine, actually is someone that you guys know as well, shared this chart right here on a Telegram group that we're all in, and the suspicion was that the price of Bitcoin today was going to move up. Now that buddy was Ivan on Tech, and I got to say, he was actually bearish on this, but it was very clear that something was going to happen to it. Either we were going to fall through or we were going to break out. And obviously today we broke out. As you can see right here, as I switch it over to the actual live trading view on just a 4-hour chart, that other chart was a 4-hour chart as well. I gotta tell you guys, this is very interesting stuff. Glad to see a little bit of a breakout. If we sustain this, if we can sustain this for the next 24 to 48 hours, this will be exciting times. I don't know how long this will last, though. You have to remember, if there's anything you have right now, anything you just bought, and you bought some sort of a bottom, and the prices are picking up right now, do not be scared to pull profits. At any moment, some sort of a news can come out from the U.S. government, the SEC, saying they're opening some crazy frivolous case to try to take down crypto. You just never know. You never, ever know, okay? So be careful. Risk management right now. Your risk management protocols need to be tight. But as I said earlier, when you see Bitcoin doing this, you start to see the altcoins follow suit. Not every single one of them have done so. But if this sustains itself, if this keeps up, if this keeps moving forward, moving upwards, I suspect that we are going to have ourselves a nice, exciting little rally. But again, be very, very cautious. Now, I read an article today. Esports and gaming stocks are turning more profit than Bitcoin. And I actually took the time to look into this and research this. And it is actually true. It is true. Esports and gaming stocks are doing very, very well. And if you actually look at how gaming is today, right? If you play games like Modern Warfare, Warzone, there's so many things that you can spend money on. So you buy the game itself, right? And over a course of time, you end up spending, I don't know, 3 or 4 times the cost of the initial game because you can buy guns, skins, or whatever it may be, battle passes, right? And this shit gets expensive. This shit gets expensive over time. And I feel, though, that because of that, the quality of the gamings have actually gone down, but that's a whole separate discussion. But it's true. Esports and games have gotten wiser with their models to extract as much revenue as possible. But here's something that I find fascinating. Why haven't we implemented that into the blockchain realm? I mean, imagine games, blockchain. Oh, wait a second. We have done that. And we actually have ourselves a really, really good platform to be a solid contender in the actual esports and gaming world. And that is actually Sandbox. I've talked about them before, and yes, this is a sponsored segment. Sandbox is a sponsor of the channel. I've partnered them with the channel, so yes, okay, this is sponsored. But I'm only picking them up because the technology and what they are doing is really good stuff. On Twitter today, they announced that they have a new game maker that you can download. And I went ahead and I checked it out for myself. And this is really cool stuff. If you haven't played with this yet, I highly recommend you do, because the way they're doing this right now is like a Minecraft meets Roblox kind of style gaming thing. And if you have kids, or if you know kids, or if you are a kid, or if you are a gamer, you understand the relevance of both those gaming ecosystems, Minecraft and Roblox. Roblox allowing you to create different game formats people can play in there. Minecraft allowing you to expand your imagination into a digital forefront or just try to survive. I mean, those two are very powerful games. Sandbox has taken both of those worlds, meshed them together, brought one more element, crypto, and locked it in there. So now when you create, okay, if you are a creator, if you're a person who's got that imagination, who can let your imagination spill into a digital forefront, and you know how to take that and turn it into a world, a gaming ecosystem world, now you can add a tokenized asset into there. So now that time that you invest is not wasted time. Those things that you create is not just simply code. It's something that you can get. You can get something in return for that effort. Okay. For me, that's what makes Sandbox so exciting. And I'm going to tell you, if you go look at games like Minecraft, okay, they have those expandable packs as well. My kids can easily spend $1,000 a month on expansion packs, on skins, on different worlds, or people's different creations. People actually spend the money in those things. This right here makes it easier. This right here creates a situation where you can create games within the game, and have a tokenomic ecosystem, a financial ecosystem in there. I mean, it's really cool stuff. Don't go to sleep on this one. I really feel that in the next year or two, I'm telling you, I really do feel like this. In the next year or two, based off of me being a gamer, my kids being gamers, and me understanding the gaming ecosystem, and seeing the returns that the gaming ecosystem is making right now, I'm willing to bet you the next year or two, Sandbox is going to be a major discussion piece in the gaming world. Now, next thing I need to talk about is Square. This is back on the Bitcoin conversation. Square puts 1% of total assets in Bitcoin in surprise $50 million investment. Now, this is something I found like wow, this is huge. This is a big deal. Imagine a situation, right, to where we start seeing, I don't know, private entities trying to compete with Grayscale. Imagine a situation to where you see big entities competing to own Bitcoin. At some point, you're going to run thinner and thinner on the supply. Something I know that a lot of your institutions have done to remedy that situation. To remedy the situation of there not being enough Bitcoin is, this is a fun search. I challenge you to do this on your own. Look at how much mining shares institutions have bought. Fidelity Digital Assets, Grayscale, even Back themselves. Look at how much mining infrastructure, mining shares that these guys right here have invested money into to make sure that in the event that there's not enough to buy in the market, they have a supply always available to them. This scares me, actually. I'm just telling you right now, that is a scary thought, and it should scare you too. If paper Bitcoin becomes the only available Bitcoin for everybody, this is a situation that's a real situation. You can call this another form of a flippening, okay? If paper Bitcoin becomes the Bitcoin that's available for everybody over a course of time, okay, and the actual code-based Bitcoin becomes so scarce that you can only get it through miners, right? This is a real situation here. Think about this. But those miners are controlled by the institutions. Do you not see the problem that we're fixing to run into? And at the rate that Bitcoin is being bought up and invested into, okay, at that rate, we're not looking at a long 10, 20 years time frame. We're looking within the next 3 to 5 years that this situation can actually happen. To where the conversation becomes not Bitmain selling miners to the public, but Bitmain being bought out by some sort of a major corporation, and then them deciding who gets a miner or if they can send a miner out. You get what I'm saying? Very interesting. I see a very interesting time coming for Bitcoin based off of actions like this. enterprises getting in there, buying the supply, institutions getting in there, buying the supply chain. This is good stuff. And that being said, you have entities like Goldman Sachs right now. Goldman Sachs is being told that, hey, basically you guys better start catching up because you're about to be missing the train. And it's true. And you see, the problem about Goldman Sachs' strategy is their strategy isn't going to be executed until 2021. That's really freaking late compared to all the other institutions. 2021, and it's not even a strategy they're implementing in-house or on their own. They're contracting. They're contracting through a bank. It's a merchant bank, Galaxy Digital, and that starts in early 2021. I'm going to tell you what, though. I have a feeling, though, even though it'll be kind of late to the game, you know how it is with institutions. You know how it is with banks when they get in there late. They go on a spending craze. You know what I'm saying? It's like a feeding frenzy of sharks getting in there. So this could be some sort of a catalyst that takes Bitcoin over the top, just out of like a FOMO, right? A FOMO situation from institutions. I can very much see that happening. This could be one of the catalysts that really brings the 2021 bull market, because something a lot of people can agree on is a real bull market is going to hit in 2021. And I'm one of those. I do believe that 2021 is going to be the year that we see the real bull market kick in. And something else I want to bring up, all right, so as we talk about bull markets, we talk about institutions, is we're actually here in the US, we're actually starting to see an exodus happen as far as crypto entities. It is really crazy. And I suspect, though, as this happens, as the market starts to really turn around, I think we're going to start seeing a really mass exodus of crypto entities out of the country due to the over-regulation. I also feel that the rest of this year, we're going to see a lot of that regulatory pressure on our industry. So, I mean, this is something that we all should keep our eyes on, because when you have XRP, right, the Ripple entity was to leave the country of the US, that would give them more flexibility. Maybe with that extra additional flexibility, they can actually achieve the things that they've been trying to achieve, which could be very bullish news for XRP holders. You guys know me, I'm not bullish on XRP. I haven't been. One of the reasons I've always said it is regulatory pressure. The things that they're trying to achieve just does not fit with U.S. international financial law. It's just not possible. You get what I'm saying? So that move right there, if they were to move out of the country, I would become bullish on Ripple. I will tell you that, because then now they have that leniency to implement new technologies to fix some serious old problems. Also in the news is KuCoin. Now remember, one rule about cryptocurrencies: do not leave coins on exchanges. Never leave your coin on exchanges. I mean, if there's a hack and you lose your coins, yes, the platforms are responsible. They are responsible. But one thing that you need to really keep in mind about these platforms is you yourself have a huge amount of control. And that control is, don't leave your coins on the damn exchanges. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's cool to see that KuCoin is resuming. It's actually an exchange I've always preferred to use over Binance, just to be honest with you. But again, I never trusted them enough to sit there and leave a massive amount of crypto on the exchanges. Never, ever do that. Now, listen, in closing, this is actually also a sponsored segment. And the reason I'm saving this one for last is he said the best for last, because this is very, very interesting stuff. This, to me, is a gem. This is actually a developing story as well, okay? I need to make sure I fully can explain this one for you guys to really grasp it. It's not overly complicated, but understanding the value of what this entity right here is trying to do is huge. And again, I save this at the very end because only those who watch this very end are able to usually extract and understand what I'm presenting here, because you guys care. So this is the first of a few times I'm going to talk about this. But YouTube, to summarize this and make it as very simple as possible, is right now the way we have rating, reviews, reputation, it is very impersonal, right? It is very disconnected. It's just basically words. YouTube is trying to humanize that avenue. Humanizing, I guess you could say, reputation. Humanizing ratings. Humanizing reviews. Humanizing what you provide to other people. Whether you're a taxi driver or you're a coder or developer, doesn't matter what you may be, okay? To sit there and humanize your effort, your work, and tokenize that. It's a pretty cool concept. This concept is actually coming out of Africa. I will say, I will say, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. The concept is, I find it marvelous. I actually have a background in reputation management. I actually had a company that specialized in reputation management for doctors, hospitals, plastic surgeons, orthopedic surgeons, and dentists, okay? I understand how that world works. I understand that there's a huge disconnect between the person's effort, right, and us trying to elaborate those efforts through ratings and reviews. There's a huge disconnect there because you can never really truly encapsulate the level of trust needed through that kind of feedback. So seeing what they're trying to do with this is a very cool concept. I will say, I'm still trying to make sure I understand execution. I'm trying to make sure I understand execution because the concept is cool. The concept is very sound. The concept is actually very much needed in today's freaking commerce. It really is. If you think about how much you rely on other people's feedback, right, to make decisions. It's like detrimental in some cases, right? There's businesses that just can't make it without feedback, and trust of that feedback is a huge deal. So, I mean, U2 is actually coming from a team from Africa. It's very interesting. This is very interesting stuff. And again, I'm going to be doing a deeper dive here over the next week or so. So I will try to leave the information for it down below so you guys can read it, but it's very fascinating. This is very fascinating stuff, and I feel like it's definitely worth partnering them with this channel because if this does work, I can never guarantee that this stuff works. Never, ever guarantee. But if the concept actually works out, this is game changing. And I'm saying this because of my background in reputation management. All right, guys, well, listen, that's all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace out.